Zombie apocalypse.
That's right, guys. Today we're going to be answering your question you guys have been asking now for a while. Who are the top 5 cards currently in Frag Pro Shooter? You saw a bunch of excellent examples in the trailer of elite level cards, but there's only 5 that can make this list. So with that being said, before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. I need you to remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support is genuinely appreciated, and I cannot do it without your guys' help, so please subscribe and smash that like button so we can get this video off the ground. Also, did you know I have a creator code? Use creator code space unicorn in the item shop. Is 10% of whatever you purchase goes to me and takes care of, well, my everyday expenses. And I can't thank you enough. Now, that being said, let's get into the top 5 cards in Frag Pro Shooter right now. Coming in at number 5, we have Sunny. Now, you guys probably wondering, Sunny? Really? He doesn't seem that strong. His primary fire isn't that great. No, you're right. His primary fire isn't that great. But the ultimate ability on this card is being abused. And that is why he is sneaking into the number 5 spot on this list. The truth is, I mean, if you're running Sunny, odds are you're either spamming your little drones in the bunker, spamming them on the channels. You're just manipulating a point to the point where nobody can even get in it because of the way his ultimate ability works. For every drone you shoot, he's able to put out another one because it recharges so fast, thus putting him at the 5th best card currently in Frag Pro Shooter. Number 4, newcomer is Zuna. Now, guys, it should say something that Izuna has gotten into the number 4 spot on this list. Somebody's going to be like, how can she be number 4? She's not playing nobody's playing her very well. That's the issue. This card is so good that people are able to abuse her right now without truly having mastered her. That is saying something about the card in general. That is saying this card is incredibly strong, and it has earned the number 4 spot, and it may go even higher as people learn to master this card. Guys, I can't say enough about how strong Izuna is. Number 3, one of my least liked cards in the game, Takeshi. Why is Takeshi number 3, guys? It's very simple. The ultimate ability. He does very solid damage, but that ult is a get out of jail free ultimate ability, meaning basically you can run into any scenario you want, but as long as you have that ult in your back pocket, odds are you're able to come out of it. You play this card to set up the ultimate ability. Anyone who gets stuck in the ultimate ability is dead. There really isn't even exceptions because he can do anybody he chooses, especially, like, just for example, say he can destroy a Lucha with that ult as well. And that should tell you guys something about just how powerful that ult is. That combined with solid primary fire damage, good fire rate, he's just able to manipulate the battlefield in ways that other cards cannot, thus earning the number 3 spot on the top 5 cards. Number 2, Red Shadow. Another card very similar to Takeshi, but he's a melee character with the ability to essentially teleport whenever he uses his ultimate ability. Also gets the ridiculous health buff and has a stun factor instead of a slow factor like Takeshi. This card is very, very strong, and when played by a good player, can manipulate almost anybody on the battlefield he wants, with the exception of one card. There's literally one card that gives this guy problems, maybe 2 whenever people master Izuna, but this card is the number 2 card in Frag Pro Shooter right now, and honestly, I don't see him going anywhere because he's not going to receive the next nerf because they don't know how to nerf him exactly. Numero uno is Stella from Planet Twinkle. If you guys had any question about who number 1 was going to be, you guys have not played enough Frag. It is Stella. It is 100% Stella. She has a very good damage on her primary weapon, not to mention it has a homing feature which allows it to track people and even turn to destroy the target you are shooting at. It also has the ability to fly. Stella can fly across the field with homing stars and do as much damage as she wants and just hover above the fight. Even though Red Shadow, Takeshi, all exceptional cards, Stella can literally fight them from above. They have no real consistent counter for this card. Now guys, we need to give a couple honorable mentions. There's a few cards that are in discussion for this list. First of which is Darius. Darius is played by a lot of players because of a huge health pool and a really long stun attached to his primary ability, primary ultimate ability. Honestly, Darius is very good, but truthfully, he is not taking these 5 cards consistently unless he stays at range, and even then, he's going to struggle. So that is why Darius is where he is. Another card that people will probably ask is, what about Marco Polo? Marco Polo is a great defensive card, but defensive cards very rarely make a top 5 list. They do make the top 10s consistently, but realistically, this game's about offense, and defensive cards just do not make the cut. Another card, guys, that was in discussion here and honestly made a pretty valid discussion is Lily. Lily does insane damage, and the ultimate ability is a one-shot for whoever she so chooses. The issues with Lily is she tends to take a lot of damage as well, and people really haven't put the time into mastering her yet. They know that if they rush a tower with her, it's going to do a one-shot to the tower. They know if somebody ults them, it's going to kill them. But the thing is, they haven't figured out how to play her consistently enough yet to truly move her into a top 5 spot. But I do believe that this card is 100% a top 5 card. It's just going to take some time for people to really put some effort into learning her, because the damage is there, the ult is there, and there's no nerf in the foreseeable future. Now guys, the 5 cards that we have selected were selected for a basis of many reasons. Partially due to player's skill level that is included with playing them, basically meaning if the card does not take a lot of skill and has a high output, they are going to be pretty easy to put on this list. The other thing that came into account here, guys, was unique additions to their abilities. So, huge health pool and stun, for example, whenever you use your ultimate ability, is very, very, very powerful. And what you find is these cards are going to be abused right now in Frag Pro Shooter. Now, like I said, you do have the oddballs. Izuna is a strange one. She is really good, and I'm not sure 100% what her ceiling is going to be. I just know it's going to be high, and I think people are going to start to realize that little by little, and you've already started to see some basics for it. People learning, oh, wait, this card can dish it out. Honestly, though, guys, the top 5 cards in Frag are always substance to change. They will change over time. Buffs, nerfs will happen. Now, lately, it's been kind of like they've been kind of sitting for a long time, so I think we're overdue for a pretty large buff, if I'm honest, or nerf streak from the Frag devs, which I believe we'll probably get here within the next 2 updates. Now, though, I hope this kind of gives you guys an idea of what the top 5 cards are. I will say this, though, as well. The top 5 cards here do not mean the top 5 lineup. All 5 of these cards do not play well in the same lineup, as if you kill the push, these cards are going to struggle. And that's what you're going to encounter with them. So you kind of got to find a way to take those top 10 cards that we listed and mix them up, kind of figuring out what lineup works best for you, what playstyle works best for you to maximize your win potential in Frag Pro Shooter. And honestly, any of these cards in your lineup is an asset. Just don't put them all together at the same time. Thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with us. I appreciate you being here. Stay safe, and I will see you legends next time. Bye-bye, everybody.